Are you wondering what's in the cards for the future of Palia? Let's take a look at Dev Update number 8, Januki style. Hi friends, I'm Januki, and today we're going to take a look at the latest Palia Dev Update. It's update number 8, posted on their blog. I haven't taken a look at it yet, so we're going to take a first peek at this together and just talk about what it might mean and what it might look like and get excited or not. I don't know. Let's see. All right, let's get right to it. Dev Update number 8, onwards to patch 0.180. So this is my first look at this blog post, and maybe it's yours too, so we're going to be going through this together. Let's read through it. Hi everyone, this dev update is going to be all about 0.180, and we're excited to talk about it because it's going to be our biggest patch yet. Let's get right into it. Economy update. Major changes will be made to a lot of areas in the game that we're bundling as an economy update, and we wanted to take the time to go over our approach and what's in store. I do like that they're going to be telling us, apparently, their reasoning behind whatever changes they're announcing. Let's take a look. Major changes will be made to a lot of areas in the game that we're bundling. Oh, I read that already. Our approach. Something we value a lot for Palia is allowing players to play how you want to play. We also want Palians to feel that your time spent in the game is properly rewarded no matter what activity you engage in. It's something we think we missed the mark with initially and have spent a lot of time evaluating changes that can be seen as positive improvements across the board. Okay. A lot of our changes will be focused on improving several areas when it comes to gold earned and also gold spent. I do like that. I think that a lot of activities don't give an appropriate amount of gold back to you, and I feel like a lot of the prices for things can be a little bit prohibitively high. Let's say that. Overall, we've tuned things so that most players should be earning more gold, paired with many items having recipe requirements and gold costs reduced. That's nice. They're looking at the crafting requirements in addition to, like, just flat-out pricing. I look forward to seeing that. In particular, what we noticed is that a lot of gold earned in the game felt concentrated in certain areas and not enough for several other skills. Okay. Gold earned from mining will be tuned down. That does surprise me. But to make up for it, the gold earned from other skills such as foraging, insect catching, hunting, and fishing will be buffed. Nice. Okay, so I'm a little bit, before I go on, I'm just a little bit surprised that they'll be tuning down the gold from mining, because after the introduction of Starstones, there was already one giant tuning down when they pretty much nerfed all the prices for the Starstones, and I feel like they changed the drop rates too. And now we do have the gold, the starred Starstones, which again are obviously slightly more valuable, but the drop rate on those is even like lower, of course, because they're rarer items, but they're harder to get. And I feel like after that initial rather drastic tuning down, where most like values were slashed in half, that an additional tuning down is not exactly necessary. But they're talking about making other things more profitable, so I guess we'll see. I'm unwilling to really judge this until I see what happens, but I am a little bit surprised. Thus, all skills should be a more comparable and even playing field. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to seeing the prices of insects and fish go up, because that's been long needed. Hunting has been pretty okay, I think. And foraging, I guess, could take a go up, but the mining thing still has me worried. I will reserve judgment until I see how it plays out. With 0.180, players will be earning more gold from these active skills than they were prior, and the sources will be more evenly distributed. Other changes include granting more gold in areas such as quest progression, nice, and found treasure chests, as well as majorly reducing craft timers for buildings. Okay, are they going to tell us more about that? They are, okay. So, the lesson, dear reader, lots of positive changes where you can expect to see more resources and more gold coming your way. And that sounds good. What's in store? Listed below are some of the changes we intend to make. Okay, that's interesting. We intend to make. So to me, that signals that these are not set in stone yet. And they're not exactly sure that this is the final say for the next update. I think that means that we should look at these more as things that they're hoping to do rather than things that are set in stone coming to Palia near you, you know? That's what I'm saying. So let's see. General changes. Gold and renown limits will be raised. Can I get a hallelujah? Ever since the beginning of the game, haven't we all been asking for that? What else? Drops for flow-infused wood will be raised. I certainly hope so, because in my not-so-humble opinion, flow trees should drop as much flow wood as regular trees drop regular wood. I don't want heartwood from the flow tree. I want flow wood from the flow tree, you know? So it sounds like maybe they're getting closer to figuring that out. I like that. The cost to unlock the copper storage recipe will be reduced. That is going to be a good change for newer players, so if you're a newer player, this might affect you. Personally, I have been playing since the beginning of the closed beta, so that change won't do anything for me, but that's what being a beta tester means. So, you know, don't let it upset you. You've gotten through it already if that's you, and if not, glad to know that we could help. Let's see. Treasure chests found in the world will have better rewards to help out new players as they explore. Okay. So when you're reading that, to help out new players. So if you're someone who's found every treasure chest in Bahari, this statement, not for you. Not for me either, so don't feel bad. But if you're a newer player and you're still working on some of those things, this could have a really good result for you. So that's exciting. I'm glad to hear that they're making things easier for newer players, because newer players who have a little bit of an easier time are more likely to stick around and keep playing Palia with us, right? All right, where are we? Okay. Over half of existing workbench recipes have been revisited, with about 85% having reduced requirements, though some were increased as well. Okay, I don't like that parenthetical aside. I don't think anything needed to be increased. No, thank you. But I do like that they're looking at having some of the requirements reduced. And I hope when they're looking at that they're looking at some of the expensive things, like the expensive furniture lines and the really expensive ammo. It would be nice. Just saying. But again, you know, I don't know what they're going to do, so I will see when you see. Let's see. The craft time, is that it? Yes. The craft times for gold and silver bars have been reduced from hours down to minutes. That's huge. That's huge. I know when I was a new player, like, I remember somebody I was watching once was like, this is going to be my silver smelter forever because the silver takes so long to smelt. And I would put stuff like silver and gold in there like before I went to bed, and I would expect not to come back till the next morning because it just took too much time to do and expect anything out of it while I was playing. So this will be nice. This will be really nice. Trees now have a chance to drop amber, which can be sold as a high-value item. That's interesting. That sounds kind of like star stones for trees, yeah? Do you think we're gonna get gold-starred amber? Excuse me? S6? Gold-starred amber? Just letting you know. You did it now. Would save you having to go back and add it. Yeah. So yeah, that looks interesting. The sell value for many uncommon / rare / legendary items will increase for most skills. Nice. I do think that some of the fish and bugs, like I said before, have been undervalued given the amount of time and effort it takes to catch them. And hopefully this will help even out that playing field a little bit. Now, housing changes. I know a lot of us have been looking forward to housing changes. What does this say? Several building add-ons will take significantly less time to build. Think within a Palian day, not real lifetime? Are you joking me? Like 1 hour instead of 8? Is that what we're talking about? Because that's a significant reduction. Yes, please. Think of how much easier it'll be to build and decorate your courtyard, for example, when it doesn't take hours and hours to build. Oh, that will be nice. I'm looking forward to that. Where are we? Okay. Players will receive building add-ons as rewards for reaching initial furniture making levels. That's interesting. And then it says, hold on, this applies retroactively as well through rewards in the mail. Okay, so what this is saying, you guys, is that older players like me, and maybe you, if you attained your initial furniture making levels, however they're defining that, already, that you're going to get the building add-ons in the mail, just like retroactively. And then the newer players who haven't passed that point yet will get them as they go. So older players, they're taking care of you. I like that. That's good. Gardening changes. The cost to purchase gardening plots have been reduced. Okay. I like that, but can we talk about the number of plots we're allowed to have? Are we talking about the number of plots we're allowed to have? S6. We've introduced some new crops, you know. Just saying. Nice to have new dirt to put them in. Maybe just 3 more? I can be reasonable. Okay. It doesn't say that, so I'm guessing probably not. What else does it say? It says players will receive some seeds for reaching initial gardening levels. Now, what's interesting is this does not have the retroactive statement that the building add-ons do. So I would not expect to be seeing any seeds for my troubles, personally. But honestly, I don't need them. And anybody who's later game that past that point probably doesn't either. So no harm, no foul, you know? Further details and specifics will be shared in the 0.180 patch notes. Of course. Of course. We also acknowledge that yes, it's a lot of stuff we're trying to do. Following the patch, we'll be closely monitoring both player feedback and internal data to see if adjustments need to be made, as there's always room for improvement. And that's basically a statement that says, hey, guess what? You're still playing a beta, and things are still up for debate. So no big surprises there, but it is a good thing to remember. That said, we look forward to seeing how players pick up on the many positive changes in store, as that's the goal at the end of the day. Okay. Updates to our premium offerings. We plan on doing some new things and adding different types of offerings to the premium store. More pets. Now this is interesting to me, because when Palcats came out, there was a large controversy in the community between the free-to-play and the pay-to-play folks. So, the free-to-play people felt that there should be a Palcat available to the free-to-play players. However, that's not the way it was structured, and S6's stance on it, and I do see their point, honestly, is that they promised never to lock anything except purely cosmetic items behind a paywall. So there's no like pay to speed up your structure build, or pay to, I don't know, reduce tool or increase tool durability. Like there's none of that. It's just for pretty or for cute, you know? And there's nothing in the base game, which is 100% free, it bears repeating, that that doesn't work because you haven't paid. Okay, you can't even improve base game things with money. It's only cosmetic, and the Palcats are only cosmetic. They don't do anything except follow you around. So now we're saying, while Palcats have taken the spotlight for a while now, expect more pets to be added in the future. This includes the upcoming Flutterfox pet. Well, now look at that little face. He's pretty cute. I would have liked a Plumehound personally, but, you know, it doesn't say there's nothing beyond the foxes, so maybe my Plumehound will come one day. My very own Tao, perhaps. Just saying. The plushie's good, though. I like the plushie, but I'd like one that follows me, like the cats and the Flutterfoxes will. Okay, there are 5 types you can choose from. Leafy, spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Well, I'll be interested to see those, and I'll be interested to see how they disperse them. Because the Powcats you just automatically get if you've spent a certain amount of money in the cosmetic store. I don't know if the Flutter Foxes will be like that, like a different tier maybe, or just a straight up purchase. We'll have to wait and see. Also, tool skins. Now that's interesting. Ever felt like adding a bit of glam to your tools? Introducing tool skins. We plan on adding 3 to start out: Spring Sakura, Imperial, and Leafy Weave. And I mean, those are pretty. I like the, what is it, Spring Sakura one, because I'm a girly girl and it's kind of pinky purple and it has flowers on it. It's right up my alley. Will I spend real money on it? I don't know, honestly. It depends on how they handle it and how, you know, how much it costs. But it's interesting. And again, purely cosmetic. It doesn't seem, or it says, it doesn't say that it's going to affect anything but the looks of your tool. Not the strength of your tool, the durability of your tool, none of that. So, you know, that's it. I feel like that's an appropriate use of microtransactions. And then we say, fan favorite features. As mentioned in a previous dev update, several features will be making their way to our next patch. This includes building blocks. Create unique structures with blocks, ramps, pillars, walls, and more. Now, I have questions. How will the building blocks be counted in relation to our item limit? So our item limit is currently 3,000 items, and up to 500 of that 3,000 can be flowers and trees. But I'm wondering if the building blocks will count 1 for 1 against that item. So for example, if it takes me 50 blocks to build the shed that I was looking for my smelters, am I going to have 50 items knocked off of my item limit, or is it going to be counted some other kind of way? I can't really, I have no idea. But if it's going to count as block per block, item for item, S6, you're going to need to raise the item limit. And I understand everything about server space and all of the complications that that may entail, but it's still a thing. It's the next one. Grand Harvest House. Ooh, you already know what I'm going to say. The regular Harvest House not cutting it for you? Unlock an upgraded version with this building. Now, it doesn't say what grand means, but in the past we have seen teaser pictures of a 2-story house. So in my mind, that's the assumption I'm basing my commentary off of. But again, it's down to building limit. With a 3,000 building limit, 3,000 item limit on our plots, and a certain size of a house, if you pretty much double the harvest house size upwards, that's double the items that we're going to want to use to decorate that house, which means we need the item limit raised. If you're going to continue to focus on decorating plots, and it would be a mistake not to, quite frankly, you need to do something with that item limit. It needs to be figured out some kind of way. Maybe we can, I don't know. I don't know the solution. Maybe you can offer people fewer plots, but more items on those plots. Maybe that's the answer. Because personally, I don't need the gazillion plots that I had to buy to get that gazebo. But I have them now, and I could put 3,000 items on all of them. Or maybe I could give some of them back for like half of those item limits just to consolidate it into my main plot. I'd be willing to do that. I'd bargain with you. I don't know how you're going to figure that out, but something's got to be done. And then pavers, creating winding roads and charming lanes with a variety of shapes and materials. Now, I like the talk about winding and variety of shapes and materials, especially the shapes. So we're not talking about straight lines and 90-degree angles. It seems that they're going to have like curves and options, which I think is really in line with the other decorating tools that we have. But again, I have questions about item limits. So I personally am currently rocking the very popular butcher block pathing, which means you enter my plot and walk upon a bunch of cutting boards that look like stepping stones and bricks and all kinds of things. And obviously each individual cutting board that's placed down as part of that path is an item against my item limit. However, I also know that if you look at something like the Spring Fever rock edging, for example, that I used in my video about how to create a fake frog pond, that each rock in that edging is a single item. So when you look at that versus the butcher blocks, is one really better than the other? Because I don't see any, I actually see a disadvantage to using the rocks because they're smaller and you need more of them. If these pavers are going to be one item per stone, then again, this is going to be a really big problem. But if you figured out a different way to calculate those against the limits or to lay them out, or I don't know what that looks like again, but something has to be done, because if you're going to make pathing a thing that you expect to have in the game, then you need to give us item limits that are commensurate with that expectation. That is my opinion. Okay, let's see. Last but not least, it looks like something special is coming in hot. And by hot, we mean hot pot. Okay, a lot of people have been asking about hot pot coming back since the last market. So this is going to be a fan favorite part of the announcement and is easily why they made it the end of their blog post to end you on a high note. Hot pot is coming back. How is that working? Everyone's favorite minigame has come back as a permanent addition over in the underground area. Just don't ask Zeki how he got them. I know that a lot of people will be super excited to see Hot Pot again, and there'll be a lot of action in the underground market for tables trying to play some. It does look like that is the end of our blog post. Thank you so much for spending your time to take a look at this dev update with us. I really appreciate that, and I hope that maybe you found something of worth to you or are looking forward to future content from the channel. If so, please make sure you like and subscribe before you leave. I can't wait to see you again soon. Later, Gator!